want to talk about Deebo.
Okay.
Because the title of your videos is who's driving the Niners in 2021. I think it's obviously him. The whole comment of we don't have any dogs on the team. I get what they're saying, but also that's, I think, incredibly disrespectful because Deebo's about the biggest dog I think anybody could ever have on a football team.
I mean, his name is Deebo, I think, and
he's a bully.
Yeah, I mean, he's a bully for sure. But I think when Rice and Young said it, it's like not just leading by example. It's like it's something more. And I don't know if Deebo has done it yet, but I think he's capable of it. He seems like an alpha male who has the personality and the stripes to do it if he wants to. Maybe he's doing it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely by example. The other thing, too, about him that I wanted to hear what your thoughts were is, as you know, he only has one more year left on his contract. And he's, top 3, maybe. I mean, you could argue he's the best receiver in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my bold prediction. I want to see if you agree with this or not. I don't think the Niners are going to want to give him a contract extension at the end of the year. He's had an incredible year, but he's also had a lot of great 2 years before, but a lot of injuries. And I think they're not going to want to give him a contract extension. And I think his ego is going to get a little big, and I think he's going to hold out, and I think they're going to end up trading him. Because I don't think they're going to want to give him the contract that he's going to want, and they're going to say, it's Brandon Ayuk's time, and we're going to try to get our first-round draft picks back.
That's how they're going to do it. They're going to trade Deebo instead of Nick Bosa, and I could see it. The only problem with that, which I don't like that at all, is because if you're going to transition to Trey Lance next year, he's going to need Deebo. Like you don't like. It's not like the Chiefs when they made Patrick Mahomes their starter, like okay, we're going to trade Tyreek Hill and you're going to have less weapons now. Go succeed. You know what I mean? So that's why Deebo actually has some leverage here. Like okay, all right, you want Trey Lance to be successful, right?
It'd be interesting. I mean, I could see them keeping him. I wouldn't mind if they kept him. But at the same time, I just know from Kyle's perspective, he's thinking, well, I can make other receivers just as successful as I've made.
You're right. And that's a scary thing to think.
He's successful because of my system. Yeah. And I'm going to trade him, and I'm going to make Brandon Ayuk just as successful as Deebo was.
Yeah. It's interesting. I can see it. I can see the Niners being more willing to trade Deebo than Bosa. Not sure if I call that. I think I'd be rather trade
I think that they've shown that I think they put a higher value on pass rushers than they do on receivers.
No question about it. But I'm just going on record right now that I would trade Bosa instead of Deebo. But we'll see if I don't know. What would you do?
I mean, in an ideal world, you'd want to keep both, but there's a difference between the ideal and the real, right? And so, I mean, if I had to choose between choosing one or the other, I think I would choose to trade Deebo just because we already have George and we already have Ayuk, and I think his production could be replaced more easily. Whereas I think Bosa is such a unique talent on pass rushing that I think I would probably trade Deebo. Although he is my favorite player right now, so it pains me to say that.